Three. Recording.
So
Start.
we are doing
Here we are discussing on the project for the course Financial Markets and Institution,
Yeah.
that is stock listing mechanism in India and the role of the regulatory agencies, SEBI, NSE and BSE. We as a team divided this project into three parts. That was in review 1, review 2 and the final review that we are going to present it today. And review 1 we like to talk about like how is IPO done, what is basically IPO. IPO is when when a private company goes public, issue its share to raise the fund, then it is called as IPO. And why do the companies do this? Because they want to grow, they want to invest in future development. And we talked how different regulatory bodies like SEBI, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and NSE, BSE,
guidelines.
what are their guidelines. And in review 1 we also talked about what are the basic procedure for the listing of different companies of different sectors. Now in review 2 I'll say Ishan to cover up that what we talked.
Yeah, so in review 2, we took companies like IRCTC, SBI Cards, and Arcom, and we studied how Arcom declined over the years and finally filed for bankruptcy. And currently it's around its share price is around 0.8 rupees. Then we took up the case of IRCTC, which is fairly new in the stock market, and it's currently one of the top sellers at the market. And then we took SBI Card, which is about to be whose IPO is about to be floated in the market, and it's just like IRCTC, one of the biggest bank in India currently, and we
Basically our topic was not so diverse. It was a limited thing, so we included the companies comparison. We took different sectors, different companies of different sectors and the same sectors. We have compared their growth, their strengths. Basically we have done the complete SWOT analysis for the two companies. We have compared in depth and we have presented in review 2. And also as sir guided us to took some more companies, so we did that in review 3.
Yeah,
Different
so guided us on the choice of various companies. And since this project also covers like regulatory bodies in the stock market, so we have come up with different through our research we came to know about NSE, BSE, SEBI. Now SEBI, we have also mentioned about SEBI's intervention in the Reliance communication case. Like they were undergoing a loss because they were trying out to cover up for their debt payments by selling their own assets. And at last they could not recover all the money. They decided to sell their assets to Canada-based Brookfield Group, but they were under a very heavy loss. So they decided to file for insolvency because they thought that the payment moratorium would go against them and the creditors will come homing in for their dues. We also learned about SEBI's intervention, wherein SEBI filed a settlement case with Arcom, and according to their LODR, that is listing obligations and disclosing requirements regulations in 2015. Since these were violated, ARCOM was filed about 62 lakh 40,000 rupees in fine, which they eventually paid, and there was a big settlement which had been made.
Yeah. So we also mentioned here about BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange. Like it's a leading fastest stock exchange in India as well as in South Asia. It has established in 1857. The main index of Bombay Stock Exchange is Sensex, which comprises of 30 stocks. And NSE. And we
Now
also
we'll talk about two companies from the same sector, two banking companies. That is HDFC, one of the most reliable banks all over the country, and another bank we took for the comparison is the Bandhan Bank, which is really a new bank whose
income.
IPO
But
was
you didn't invest me
brought
about.
in recent years. So what we compared is the HDFC IPO. IPO, it was brought in 1996 and 1995, 1996, and at that time we like this IPO was brought in a fixed issue price, means the price uh, of the stock was managed and was decided beforehand by the company management, and but in Bandhan Bank this case was not there. That IPO was brought in the form of book built issue, and in this we have one benefit that the actual price of the company can be known. A company's price is decided by how many times people subscribe it, what is its demand, and this was a good thing because at that time the actual price was not known to the management or HDFC Bank, and for that this bank was oversubscribed to around like it was oversubscribed many a times, and at that time in 1996 that IPO was brought for rupees 40 per share. So it was like in recent 10 to 15 years, HDFC has grown a lot more than expected because it has shown it has some potential management team and they have shown potential to grow. Similarly, Bandhan Bank also it is also following the part, and its management team is also good, and people are predicting like this can be the next HDFC Bank, but in a long run we know what happened to Yes Bank and all, so we should not predict it quite early.
Yeah, because
But
clearly,
the
because clearly,
fundamentals,
yeah, go on, go on.
Yeah.
uh, continue.
Ishan talk.
Yeah, because clearly, if you see, because clearly, if you see the graph for the turnover after 1 year of the IPO, you can see that Bandhan Bank, after the big drop that came right after its IPO was launched, and after that it has remained la- largely down, the, in the turnover case, and also in the stock market after the coronavirus case pandemic, which hit every company quite a lot. You can see in the graph that it has been a very terrible scenario for Bandhan Bank. So yeah, largely Bandhan Bank is not looking very good. In long run, it's really tough for Bandhan Bank to come back to compete with large conglomerate like HDFC, which has largely been unaffected by this coronavirus.
Okay, then we also came.
Now we have taken two other companies of different sectors. Jordan will talk about that. We have DMart and
Sun Pharma.
another one is Sun Pharma.
Yeah, so we have a Sun Pharma, which is a pharmaceutical company, one of the top 4 pharmaceutical company in the country. So in December 1994, it came out with an IPO, but it was oversubscribed quite a lot of time. That at that time the issue price was around 150, and it was listed at around rupees 220, as you can see here. Uh, so if you had invested in the company at that time, you could make quite a lot of fortune during this time. But recently, it has been seen that the company figure is slightly lower than Dr. Reddy's Labs, Lupin, and Cipla, Ranbaxy, all other pharmaceutical companies. So we came across an article in one of the newspapers. So we have attached it over here. So it shows the growth in in a period of 5 years from June 2008 to June 2013 between Ranbaxy and Sun Pharmaceuticals. So here are some particulars about it. So Sun Pharmaceuticals also has focus on the US markets, and it saw its share price and market capitalization go by more than 4 times. And this excludes dividends paid by the company. So we have made some tabular analysis of Sun Pharmaceuticals by like listing their face value, equity, sales, etc. Here are some of the stock exchanges that it is listed on. And we have done a SWOT analysis of Sun Pharmaceuticals and DMart, which are companies from 2 different sectors as mentioned. And like the strengths of Sun Pharmaceuticals, since it is a pharma company, it is a company with low debt, and the book value per share has been improving quite a lot. And but there are a lot of weaknesses too, that is decline in net profits due to the competition between Cipla, between Lupin and other companies as well. And also there's declining net cash flow, etc. So there are various opportunities as well that we have enlisted here. And there are some threats as well. So we have collected data from various sites and then plotted graphs using Python. Here is a list of, like in a period of 24 months, the turnover of Sun Pharmaceuticals and also the average price. It is quite ironic to note that due to the high demand of medication during this time of the pandemic, the graph of the average price of Sun Pharmaceuticals has been quite low than what is actually expected. Now Joseph will talk something about DMart.
So like I'm telling about DMart. It's like Avenue Supermarkets Limited. It's a Mumbai-based company. It's like largest and most profitable retailer in India. So like they issued their IPO in 2017. So the issue price then was 299. When it was traded, it reached to 600. So like the main reason for their they put the IPO was for the repayment for like loans, redemption, that kind of reasons. And like and the second was for the construction and purchase for new stores, and the third was for general corporate purposes. That was more like the 3 objects of the issue they put. Like after like the 600, when it was first traded, like the prices started decreasing, and like now during the pandemic, due to the pandemic, their overall like profits have increased by 40%. Like when you look at Sun Pharma, its profits fell by 40%, so or close to something of that. But for DMart, it just jumped like 41.6 or something. It increased their profits.
Yeah, so you can clearly see that the same thing here in the graph, which was during the end, the end part of the graph, in the average price graph of DMart here, like straight after the dip, there is a huge increase, which shows that how the company's stock was responded to coronavirus pandemic and turnover, how its turnover, but still its turnover largely has remained
Constant.
pretty low, and it's yet to see what happens.
Now we will move to the conclusion part of this project. I like Joseph to scroll down and show us the part shows the conclusion part. So we talked in review one what we have done. We talked about the IPOs and their guidelines of the regulatory bodies and authorities. In review two, we compared two companies which were IRCTC SBI cards, and we talked about their SWOT analysis. And in review three, the final review, we took the companies with the different sectors. From the different sectors, the top performing companies, also the new companies which have a tremendous amount of potential to show their growth. And we also discussed uh, the profits on the limitations of we compared basically the fixed and the issue type of IPOs. And we also discussed about the profit, how a company with the strong fundamentals like HDFC can be beneficial for the investors in the long term. And sorry.
No, no.
So also being we brought contrast by adding new and old companies of the sector with the strong fundamentals. And we also compared the graphs of the companies performing in the recession. Also now when this pandemic has been through from last 2 to 3 months, it's not like that companies like Sun Pharma haven't grown. But they have shown profits. Their stock price rose because of this pandemic also. But overall, we have compared the average prices, and that seems falling down. And so, in this way, we will like to sum up our review on the stock listing mechanism. We'd like to thank Sir, the team. We performed, we researched different sites, and we divided our work. We'd like to thank Sir uh, to help us with the company selection and guiding us through
References.
all the reviews. And we will also like to we also have attached our references, the sites we took in for our help from the data which were collected from these sites. So that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Recording. How to put it off? Stop recording.